Legal action against the food giant, and he's making some explosive allegations about one of its top executives. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Those allegations are now at the center of a lawsuit claiming the company's vice president went on an hour-long tirade attacking the company's products and employees before taking aim at its customers.
And the former employee recorded it all. Eric Erickson shares that recording and what the company is saying about it.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at me, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer, you?
The recording allegedly of Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally.
He has no filter.
Bally, along with another supervisor and Campbell Soup Company, named in a lawsuit filed Thursday. The suit claiming Bally made racist remarks, admits to coming to work high, and Garza fired for coming forward.
What do you think about the things that he was saying?
Oh, just pure disgust.
Garza says he usually worked remotely for Campbell's headquarters, based in Camden, New Jersey. But thinking he'd be discussing his salary with Bally, he says the recording taken in person at a restaurant.
They couldn't think for the themselves. I'm like, you dumb
Garza says he felt sick after the rant, deciding to go to his direct supervisor in January, keeping the recordings to himself.
He had never had any disciplinary action. They had never written him up for poor work performance.
Garza says no one at Campbell's ever followed up, and it's taken him 10 months to find a new job, calling the way the canned soup company handled it simply terrible.
They have a motto, like we treat you like family, here at Campbell's, come work for us, we treat our employees like family. That's not the case.
We did just receive a statement from Campbell's that says, quote, if accurate, the comments in the recording are unacceptable. They do not reflect our values and the culture of our company. We are actively investigating this matter. We've also reached out directly to Martin Bally. Eric Erickson, Local 4.
Learn something new today. What is bioengineered food? Explained. Bioengineered food, also known as genetically modified food, is produced from organisms that have had changes introduced into their DNA using genetic engineering techniques. This process allows for the introduction of new traits, such as improved resistance to pests or enhanced nutritional content, compared to traditional breeding methods. Many countries around the world engage in the production and consumption of bioengineered or genetically modified foods. United States major producer. Extensive use of GM crops like corn and soy. Brazil significant GM crop production, especially soybeans. Argentina leading producer of bioengineered crops, primarily soybean. Canada allows bioengineered crops like canola and corn. China rapid adoption. Focuses on traits like pest resistance. India cultivates Bt cotton extensively. Exploration of other GM crops. Australia permits GM crops and has active research in bioengineering. South Africa grows GM maize and cotton. Has regulations in place. Spain cultivates GM maize and is part of the EU's biotechnological advancements. Many other nations allow the importation of bioengineered foods, even if they do not cultivate them domestically. Meanwhile, several countries impose bans or strict regulations regarding bioengineered products, particularly within Europe. The United States remains the largest producer, with a high percentage of corn and soybeans being genetically modified. Regulatory variability. Countries like those in the EU have stringent regulations and labeling requirements, leading to a more cautious approach toward GMOs. Many regions, including Africa and some parts of Asia, are exploring the use of genetically modified crops, but face varying levels of acceptance and regulatory environments. Governments continue to assess the benefits and risks of bioengineered foods, leading to an ongoing evolution of laws and regulations regarding their use and labeling. In the UK, the use of bioengineered or genetically modified foods is highly regulated and generally limited. The UK does allow the importation of bioengineered foods, primarily for animal feed and processed food products. However, these products must meet specific safety standards and labeling requirements. The European Union's strict regulations on GMOs shaped the UK's approach, even after Brexit. The UK still adheres to similar safety assessments and labeling laws for GM products. While bioengineered foods are present in the supply chain, the overall landscape in the UK is characterized by stringent regulations and cautious public attitudes toward their use. The Precision Breeding Act 2023 in the UK marks a significant shift in the regulation of certain types of bioengineering, specifically relating to plant and animal breeding technologies. The Act defines precision breeding as techniques that modify the genetic makeup of organisms through methods that do not introduce DNA from other species. This includes methods like CRISPR and other gene editing technologies. Under this Act, organisms created through precision breeding will be regulated under a more streamlined framework compared to traditional genetically modified organisms. The goal is to facilitate research and development in agriculture while maintaining safety standards. Precision-bred organisms that would not have been considered GMOs under the EU regulations may be exempt from the most stringent GMO regulations. The Act aims to enable quicker and more targeted breeding methods. The Precision Breeding Act 2023 relates to bioengineered food. It distinguishes between traditional GMOs and more advanced breeding techniques. Same horse, but a different jockey. The Precision Breeding Act 2023 supports techniques that modify organisms at the genetic level, which still falls under the broader umbrella of bioengineering. However, it emphasizes a more refined classification compared to traditional genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Creation versus modification. Traditional GMOs often involve inserting genes from different species, whereas precision breeding focuses on making targeted changes within the organism's existing genetic framework, potentially minimizing regulatory hurdles. Terminology shift, same horse. By using terms like precision breeding, the Act aims to differentiate these advanced methods from conventional GMOs. This rebranding of the name quietens the public concerns about ethics and safety associated with genetically modified foods, as they will not connect the two as being the same thing. This approach intended to leverage the advantages of modern biotechnology while addressing public sentiment and regulatory challenges surrounding bioengineered foods. The Precision Breeding Act 2023 opens the door for various types of agricultural products to be developed with advanced genetic techniques, though specific examples of products being commercialized are still emerging. While the Act allows for these advancements, the commercialization of precision-bred meat and vegetables is still in its early stages. Research and development efforts are being undertaken, and public acceptance will play a crucial role in how quickly these products come to market. The distinction between traditional GMOs and precision breeding may create confusion affecting regulation consistency. Ongoing debates exist regarding safety. The long-term impacts on human health are still not fully explored. Fiat Lux, Excitata Lux. One love. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more videos.
The sunshine God, not no man pan a cross in a facade. Real fire rise when the cosmos speak. Pagan sun every solstice peak. Listen, the awakened ones, the street twist the code. Turn sun God light into man pan road. But ancient ones chant truth from long time. Sun travel 13 gates in celestial rhyme. 28 days in dwelling night zodiac throne. Real king crown from the sky alone. 3 days still in transition fade. That rebirth right where religion copy made. This a no fairy tale, this a cosmic law.